Welcome back to the RiftGuides WildRift video, and what about the highest win rate champion on a Chinese server, which is Teemo, or was Teemo, because the data is always changing. So here we are seeing a Teemo into Yone matchup, and this is a very gruesome one for the Yone, because Teemo's damage is absolutely insane. Many of you are wondering, why does this champion deal so much more damage in WildRift than it does on PC? And the secret lies within the passive. On PC, Teemo's passive is just a stealth. On WildRift, Teemo's passive is the PC version of his third ability or his E-spell, means that the bonus damage he does with auto attacks with the poison is an entirely new skill on PC, whereas here it's just his passive. Compared to that, he also gets so much faster. With his second ability, he absolutely starts zooming around the map. And with his purchase now, having started with a ruby crystal as it seems and going towards the plated steel caps, he's absolutely ready to dominate the Yone during the laning phase. He's also spotting the invade, instantly going here to bully out the Rengar out of the jungle, saying, "Nope, Mr. Cat, you don't get this for free," and he even invests a few seconds and maybe one or two minions of his previous wave to make sure that one doesn't happen. So he already carried his jungle by 1v1ing his lane opponent as well as protecting the own jungle. Another thing that many people do wrong on Teemo in general is they forget that their blind is their lifeline. If they use the blind for no reason, the enemy might use this window to all-in you because you can't protect yourself. So in many instances, it's actually better to keep your blind and just use auto attacks until the enemy tries to all-in you. Once they all-in you, they have committed, and when they're committed, you can then use the blind to mitigate the damage they're dealing to you, and then you win for free. In this instance, for example, the Yone uses Q free, so there was no immediate danger anymore for the Teemo to be hit by anything, so he used his Q spell or his first ability to deal more damage. Also, when facing Teemo, please make sure to pick up second wind, cause it's absolutely paramount in order for you to win the lane, or at least not die. In this matchup, finally enough, he gets hit by the Yone ultimate, but he still has Barra, he is baiting him, and the nullifying orb coming in clutch. Okay, there are a few things when it comes to fighting Teemo as a Yone. Nice flash. Will he get the kill? The Yone shield comes in. The fruit! And he gets the kill. What a demon. When you play against Teemo level 1 as a Yone, what you can do is you can just ignore him level 1 and just clear the wave. You will do so fast enough, and while doing so, you'll enable yourself to get level 2, and you get like maybe a cheesy chance to either all-in him or bully him because he'll take minion aggro, and second wind will help you a lot. So just something to keep in mind. With plated steel caps and now an Hackstack alternator, he is ready to rumble. The enemy Yone has Merc Threats, which makes it a lot more difficult for the Teemo to basically kill him because Merc Threats are inherently broken. Good life regen, good health, and obviously the percentage magic damage resist. When you take a good look at the minion wave here, you see that he's trying, or at least tried, to avoid having the minions just walk through shrooms because he wants the enemy champion to walk through them. What he can also do so here is, he can basically place the shroom slightly behind his melee minion wave. And this will allow that if the enemy Yone tries to trade, to deal extra damage onto the Yone. But you see already now there's a lot less damage he's dealing to the Yone just because of the Mercury threats. Like an instant all-in is so much more difficult now, but if the Yone keeps on missing spells, the Teemo can just walk him down. Because it's the biggest thing. Like, a melee champion has to close the gap to go close to a ranged champion, and if the melee champion doesn't kill the ranged champion, obviously the ranged champion can turn on the melee champion because the melee champion has to run away at some point or he will just die. And since he's defenseless at that point, you can use that moment to your advantage and punish the enemy, maybe force a summoner spell, maybe get a kill, but whatever you do, don't just look and do nothing. He's only getting closer to his first item completion, and he keeps on bullying the Yone. Needs to be relatively careful though, because he certainly is in lethal range with this HP currently. So if a Q3 into ult hits, it's an immediate death sentence. This team was gliding on that guy though, and he really wants to get these minis as fast as possible. He's so close to an item spike. And it wouldn't surprise... Obviously, he will wait the, 5 seconds to... Oh, he gets cancelled with the Yone Spirit Unleashed into Ignite W combo. He's living a very, very, very sketchy life here. He still has Barrier available and his Flash. And the Yone seems to know about this, so the Yone doesn't even try to go for an all-in here. And as per usual, make sure to check them out in the description below. It's very nice gameplay. Now we see a rotation. I'm quite curious why. Like, the Herald was already being... I assume he wanted to allow his bot lane to go to mid or, Herald, because they're stronger. And then just be on the other side of the map. The question is, will anybody deny the Yone on the other side of the map, and this yellow ward will not spot anyone, and your Twitch, you're gonna suffer so much from this Teemo. He's also playing Kraken Slayer. Kraken Slayer Riftmaker. Riftmaker makes it so much more difficult for magic resist to be very efficient, because the damage from Riftmaker is calculated before the damage mitigation from resistances comes in. So these 9% of the damage you deal in true damage is not in fact the 9% of damage you see on the enemy, it's 9% of the pre-mitigated damage. Ooh, he's such an annoying little goblin. Look at his purple glowing bee. Look at his booty. But yeah, right now he's soaking the pressure of two people being unable to do anything to him, allowing his team to do whatever they want to do. It's so much damage. And another nice thing about Teemo is, this champion actually scales into the later stages of the game. This champion makes it very difficult for you to maneuver in the mid to late game because of multiple reasons. People are very sluggish when it comes to placing control wards or sweeping vision. And number two, they're very, very brain AFK when it comes to people with stealth abilities. As soon as you don't see them on the map, they honestly believe they don't exist anymore. And with them ceasing to exist, they obviously can't gank you, right? Because, well, they just don't exist. And then they just waltz into your lane in stealth and kill you, and then you're like, huh, how did that one even happen? Because you weren't even thinking about this. And this is something that happens many times with jungle in general, and here we see him push the side lane while his team is having so much fun in the mid lane. I believe Yone is actually able to kill him, no? Like, he should be. Yeah. Oh, nicely placed Shroom, spacing the Yone, waiting for his blind to come off cooldown, then he restyles, gets ready, and shoots this guy. 150 gold, he'll probably please die to the Sona. Does the Sona know? Would be so nice if he died to the Sona. Oh, it's so sad. But the Sona just doesn't do enough damage. But yeah, if he died to the Sona, would have been the absolute most beautiful thing possible, because the gold on the Sona is not as valuable. And his second item is going to be Nashor's Tooth. With Nashor's Tooth, he has so much more attack speed, and since he has decent AP with his second item now, the bonus on it damage plays really well. Oh, he goes for Runans? Did I see that right? He actually did. You see the yellow moon, or yellow moon, yeah, good one. The sun next to him. That is the indicator that he has Runans, which is very interesting. Does he just want to play the wave clear game? Like push, 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 or what's the idea? Like, breaking it down, oh, quick fight here. The Yone comes over the wall with Spirit Unleashed, uses ultimate, the Fate Sealed, and is getting very close. Nicely placed Shroom again. He flashes, autocasts. The Yone is actually outplaying himself. The entire wave is dying. He gets so much healing from the Riftmaker, and the Yone just doesn't have a chance anymore. Picks up the Honey Fruit. Is it enough? It's a chase down. Who is getting whom? And he hits those, and he got him. Okay, now back to the explanation. Runans as an item applies on-hit effects. So these lovely little balls you see flying around apply all on-hit effects, unless it's a cooldown effect like Lich Bane. For Titanic Hydra, however, it works, which I don't understand why, because it doesn't work for Lich Bane, but yeah. And with this, he applies his poison to multiple targets, which means very high DPS. Needless to say, he also increases the speed in which he farms, which therefore allows him to accumulate more gold, and as a consequence, have an easier time carrying. The issue is he's a very short-ranged champion, and with him being so short-ranged, the value of this in a real fight could be potentially lower than, for example, the Nash's Tooth in a straight-up 1v1. Another item which is great on Teemo is Liandry's Torment. Liandry's Torment is being refreshed on every tick of your poison, as well as every tick of your ultimate. Which means, if Liandry's holds for a few seconds, and your spell holds for 3, Liandry's ticks for the 3 seconds, and then for its entire duration after the last tick of that spell again. So it's a lot of bonus damage, especially if you get more AP. Nicely played here with the trap. The Yone will probably not get away, but the Sono comes around the corner. They have to be really careful about the ultimate. He gets completely collapsed on. So many spells are free. Yeah, there's just no way he survived with all the CC around the corner. But the Yuumi Irelia, ooh, did you see the healing? The Rengar turns, and now it's a cat against cat, but which cat prevails? And it's the actual assassin cat, not the cat on a book. Who would have guessed? This staff could potentially be very, very dangerous, as it just makes it so much more difficult for them to maneuver the game. Giving the enemy so much gold for no reason is something that could just make the game so difficult that, depending on how much later it happens again, or this just happening, could tilt the power levels into a direction they really don't like. Because the enemy team has very heavy scaling champions. They have Corki, they have Sona, they have Twitch. All these champions scale very well, whereas the Irelia always needs to go in and feels very powerful during the mid game. Then we see a fight unleashing near to the Baron Pit. We see the Twitch space gliding on the minimap. He gets collapsed on. The Yuumi and the Irelia go in. It looks like a massacre. Who is winning? We don't know it. The Teemo makes his appearance. The Akali jumps into the Sona. The Pusona finally dies, and 4 people dead, and the Yone is the only survivor. Yone even uses his ultimate to get back into base, and that might be something he needed to defend. That's so many shrooms. Bruh. Yeah, and it seems like this is the end of the game. The Yone isn't even trying anymore, because what is he supposed to do? And a beautifully played game by the Teemo. Very nice display of how powerful this champion can be, and if you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, check them out in the description below. And we'll see each other for more WildRift content very soon.